Anyway, one of the things he taught was agents, how to get an agent, how much agents charge, because and what the role of an agent is, and what the relationship, what a healthy agent relationship looks like, and what an unhealthy agent relationship looks like. Now, an unhealthy agent takes more than, like, it depends on what the type of work is, but basically 10 or 15%. That's generally what they take, is probably like 10%. If they're wanting more, that's a fucking scam. If they want you to pay for anything, if they want you to cut them a check for anything, that's a very clear sign. That's a huge red flag that agency and that agent is a fucking scam and a scam artist. With talent agents, you don't pay for shit. The only way they should make their money is by taking a percentage, 10 or 15%, depending on the type of work, be it print or whatever. Let's just say 10%. The only way they should be getting paid is by taking 10% of the check from the work that they helped you get, from the contract and the rate that they negotiated on your behalf. That is how an agent gets paid. You do not pay them with your own money. They just get a piece of your payday. That's it. A very small piece of payday. Well, a tenth of it. It's not always that small. Now, I knew this, and I took that to heart. Why, oh why? I was so desperate. I was so green and just desperate and nervous. The morning that I left my apartment, my dirty apartment, I packed my bag, and for some reason I kept my checkbook in there. I already had my checkbook in it, and I kept my checkbook in there because I felt like I might need it. And all the stuff that I had taken to heart, the stuff that I learned from Lloyd, I remembered it. I thought about it as I was putting my checkbook keeping my checkbook in my bag and looking at it and saying, I should take this with me, even though Lloyd said not to. They shouldn't ask for any kind of money. Now, get to near the end of the meeting. The agent says, oh, well, it's $100 fee to get on the website. I know how much it costs to run a website, and I looked at their website. It doesn't cost shit to put a picture on there, and it doesn't cost a whole lot to host. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It costs a lot to get web designers, but what they were doing did not call for any kind of web design. All they had to do was upload a photo to a page, which costs $0. It costs $0. But the guy said it's $100 for a year. And then when the renewal came up, you'd have to pay that fee again. And I was like, I tried to negotiate it with him. I tried to question him because his eyes, he kind of had shark eyes a bit. And he was a little slick. I expected an agent to be slick. And this guy was slick, salesman kind of slick. Very quick, fast talking. And I could tell there was something here. And so I tried to contest the check, but he was like, I mean, we have to have it. You won't be able to get work without it. We won't be able to submit you unless we can get your picture, and that won't happen unless we get the check. And I said, okay, and this is every year? And he said, yeah, every year. And I was like, okay. And in the back of my head, I'm screaming, do you not fucking remember what Lloyd said? You idiot. Do not do this. This is a red flag. But I cut the check. And before I handed it to him, I was like, all right, it's November now. It's the beginning of November. Am I going to have to pay again in a month? And the guy said, yeah. And I just kind of like grabbed the check back and pressed it to my chest, clutched my pearls, and was like, and the guy was like, no, I'm just fucking with you. It'll be a year from today. I was like, okay, fine. So I slid the check across the desk to him and signed whatever papers I needed to sign. He handed me a bundle of papers with just, legal agreement stuff on it and said, congratulations. You'll start getting work in no time. I see great things for you. I see great things in your future. And that's how I got my first agent and neglected what I had learned from Lloyd. And that agent at the ABC agency turned out to be not great.